patients, it could go slightly more high, maybe 9 megahertz. Second commonly used array of transducers is linear, which is used for peripheral vascular applications. Peripheral, as the English word tells me, peripheral. Periphery, outside, बाहर से जो दिखता है. So the frequency of these peripheral vascular transducers is very high. They are 10 to 16 megahertz. They give me strong resolution, but the penetration is very less. That's why we do the peripheral ultrasound, linear transducers, long ones. This is a convex transducer which is used for abdominal ultrasound. Generally, the frequency we use here is 2 to 5. And we use this transducer extensively in case of OB-gynecology. I'm sure you know what is the use of ultrasound in OB-gyne. We use it extensively in the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. In case of pregnancy, we need to do the follow-up ultrasound as well. We call them second level, third level, and tertiary level of ultrasound these days. Let's go. And this is something which is inside your equipment, which is responsible for converting the processing and taking all those images back to your monitor. And these days, most of the companies have very advanced level of digital beamformers, very small and smart ones. You see these days, the iPhones, the iPads. That's where the technology is shrinking and moving in. So some of the advantages, I'm sure you know what are the advantages of a digital beamformer. They are not just ultrasound specific; they do other things as well. And clinically, right now you may be more interested from the technology point of view. But as I said, when you move out, try to become a little bit of doctors as well. That's where when you interact with the medical community, if you don't speak the doctor's language, if you don't speak the clinical language, you become a normal English-speaking person. You should understand those things. Let me quickly take you through a little bit of when we do the image quality optimization. What are the things? The most important word what you will hear in the radiology across, not only in ultrasound. It may be CT, MR, even CAT. People will say resolution. And resolution, what's the English meaning of resolution? Anyone can explain to me? English meaning. If you have to explain resolution to your... can somebody explain resolution to me? By the way, remember one more thing. Good, you raise your hands. Remember one more thing, I'm telling this very openly in this audience. Most of us feel that we know, but we are a little shy. Remember one thing in any organization today, 80% of job is done by 20% people. And 80% of money goes to those 20%. You got my point? So make sure whether you want to be with 80% or you want to be with 20%, it's very difficult to get to that 20%. Because these guys need to speak up at any point of time. You may be thinking, why this guy is talking like this? It doesn't matter to me. But for me, it's okay. I want to be there in those 20%. So make sure, speak up. You may commit mistakes, that's fine. We are here to commit mistakes. Look at Mahendra Singh Dhoni's, look at Barack Obama's, right? Look at those guys. They came from nowhere. Don't think it's impossible. It's quite possible. You see these days, I was reading a newspaper, a son of a small tea seller in Ludhiana or Jalandhar. Both son and a daughter, they are appearing for IIT exam. Look at the Prime Minister of this country, the chai wala. Look at the way he communicates to the people. So you need to make sure your communication needs to be very, very strong. In today's world, if you don't communicate, it's difficult, then I don't know what's in your mind. So make sure that ultrasound is your modality, ultrasound is your domain. But you need to make sure that you communicate your personality very strongly to others, the positive way. How do I know otherwise you are a positive or a negative person? Right? So, a resolution is basically, you want to give a definition to it?
It's simply the ability to differentiate between two objects. If you have two objects, if you look at them, if it's a high resolution, you'll be able to.
That's right. 10, 25. So, that's now I have ultrasound equipment, the cost of which is 2 lakhs. And I have ultrasound equipment, the cost of is probably 60 or 1 crore. What is the difference between the two? I can see the kidney with the 2 lakh product also, I can see the same kidney with the 1 crore equipment. But what I see here, the final details which I see here and what I see there, may be entirely different. And when we talk of this resolution in ultrasound specifically, I mean these terms are, they are not just related to ultrasound, but you need to probably go into a little bit of detail. What is spatial, what is resolution, what is side by side, what is up down, what is back and forth. So these are different terms of resolution what we use in ultrasound. And of course we spoke about this contrast as well. I think this is what I had in terms of ultrasound for you. This was the basic of ultrasound. And as I said, in modern day, there are a lot of things which are evolving in ultrasound. I'll give you one more example today. 4D ultrasound, which is 4-dimensional ultrasound. If you look at our body, it is 3-dimensional, right? And when I look at my body through ultrasound, it gives me 2-dimensional images. It gives me a black and white structure. If I look at my kidney, it gives me 2D structure. But as I said, my body is a 3-dimensional structure. And these days we have ultrasound equipments which give us a real-time 3D visualization. And we call them 4D ultrasound because the 4th dimension is what we see. So it's very easy these days to look at those pics, either by doctors, clinicians, or by the patients. Only one word of caution on ultrasound in India particularly. There are some people who misuse the ultrasound. I'm sure you know the law which is called PMDT. That we have still some people who think that boys and girls they differentiate. So still that issue is persisting in the country. So we need to be very, very careful that we know about this law. Ultrasound can be used by only those people who have this prerequisite qualities and the certification from the government. And from the community side, we need to ensure that the girl power is. I'm a proud father of a daughter. So you must be proud of your mothers, your sisters, your daughters. That's what whole world is watching us for. As I said, the new technique in today's ultrasound, elastography is catching up. 4D is at a mature stage. We are doing a lot of advanced transformation on 4D. Initially, it was used only for fetus. Now it's used in other organs as well. Contrast is picking up, but it's not picking up with a great potential because the cost of contrast is a little high in India. So that's from the ultrasound modality point of view. And if you look at the industry, how ultrasound is growing at close to 15 to 18%. I don't know how many of you understand this percentage, market percentage growth. The market, total market size of Indian market is $130 million. If you want to convert it to Indian rupees, you need to multiply this by 6 crores. 130 into 6 means how much? So that's the market size of India for ultrasound at this point of time, $130 million. $1 million is 6 crores. And it's growing pretty fast. It can grow even at 20%. So that's the market for you. And the world is shrinking. There are a lot of global players which operate from India. There could be a lot of manufacturing which could happen in India because we are seeing a little bit of pro-friendly government in terms of the industry and investment. So I tried from my side to give you an overview of ultrasound as a subject, about the market, and maybe in 5 minutes time I will take you through about my company, where I work, and after that if you have any questions, you are most welcome to do that. Right, I worked for GE for 12 years. That's a company 4 years back. The name of the company is Mindray. We call it Mindray. And we are not a very old company. We are just 20 years in the market. 20 years is not a big time to be in this kind of field, because you have the competitors. We are there for more than hundreds of years. So this is where we started exactly. This is the first picture of Mindray, right? You can see, I think we just saw your simulation room here. This was probably something like this, where a couple of anesthesia guys are trying something on a monitor or something like that. What do we want to do? We want to make sure that the healthcare is within reach of everyone. Healthcare is not the prerogative of rich. It's not prerogative of the middle class only. The healthcare must reach to each and everyone. The poor man is equally, he should get it. So this is our vision, and I think each one of you in your life should have a goal and objective. You should always think through what you want to do with your life. As I said, you are lucky to have these kind of interactions in today's environment. We were not so lucky. Trust me for that. You must have initial goals and objectives in life, and you can water. This is half an hour drive from Hong Kong. This is the biggest tower in Shenzhen, which is a special economic zone over there. After Beijing and Shanghai, this is the most biggest SEZ zone in China. Some facts about our organization. We were established in 1991. More than 8,000 employees globally, 10 research and development centers across the world, and we have 18 working countries where we operate directly. Rest we operate through distribution. Our company is listed on New York Stock Exchange. For some of you who are interested to make more money, you can look at the share price of our company, how it moves. It moves pretty fast. It moves probably faster than the bigger companies. And this is the growth. If you look at 2007, we were just $294 million company. 2012, we crossed $1 billion. So that's what we grow pretty fast in India as well as in the world. This is our first office in '99. You can see here. This is where we developed first pulse oximeter in 1992. 1995 we received first ISO 9001 certification from this. We developed first semi-automatic analyzer for in vitro diagnostic in 1998. So this is again some of the milestones. 2001 we developed our first ultrasound equipment. In ultrasound, we are just a 12-year-old organization. So some of our manufacturing centers were here. This is where we got listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 2006. And it talks about Neomi R&D Center in 2012. These are the divisions on which we operate. We have products in patient monitoring and life support. That means we cater to the complete ICU. We have solutions for complete in vitro diagnostic and imaging system. Some of the snapshots from different divisions you can see here that we cater to complete general body, ROR, ICU and transportation. And in vitro diagnostics, we have complete solution for hematology and chemistry analysis. And in medical imaging system, we have ultrasound from point of care to small, big one, where we use. This is something about our digital radiology and MRI. We work on what is global vision and local focus. That means, we are a global healthcare company, but we develop the local talent. What's good for India, we will do India specific. What's good for Europe, it will be done accordingly. So it's not something we will go with the same brush for the whole globe. Some of you can go and work in these places where you are going to meet nature. So these are some of our places where we operate. In terms of our marketing, we, as I said, we take part in the clinical medical educations across the world. We interact with people like you, apart from the doctors, to make sure they understand. And as I said, that Mindray has grown a little quickly. If you look at the patient monitor, we have close to 6 lakh global installation base, and we have some number 1 or number 3 positions. We are very clear within our organization. We don't want to operate on 4 or 5 or 10. Each business segment we have a time limited goal and objective that we want to move at 1 to 3 position. That's how we operate. These are our research and development centers across the globe.